David Lynch quotes. Even bad coffee is better than no coffee at all. I don't think it was pain that made Vincent van Gogh great, I think his painting brought him whatever happiness he had. Ideas are like fish. If you want to catch little fish, you can stay in the shallow water. But if you want to catch the big fish, you've got to go deeper. Down deep, the fish are more powerful and more pure. They're huge and abstract. And they're very beautiful. Through the darkness of future past, the magician longs to see, one chance out between two worlds, fire walk with me. I like to remember things my own way. How I remembered them, not necessarily the way they happened. We think we understand the rules when we become adults, but what we really experience is a narrowing of the imagination. I don't think that people accept the fact that life doesn't make sense. I think it makes people terribly uncomfortable. Absurdity is what I like most in life. I learned that just beneath the surface there's another world, and still different worlds as you dig deeper. I knew it as a kid, but I couldn't find the proof. It was just a kind of feeling. There is goodness in blue skies and flowers, but another force, a wild pain and decay also accompanies everything. I quit smoking in December. I'm really depressed about it. I love smoking, I love fire, I miss lighting cigarettes. I like the whole thing about it. To me it turns into the artist's life, and now people like Bloomberg have made animals out of smokers, and they think that if they stop smoking everyone will live forever. My cow is not pretty, but it is pretty to me. There's a safety in thinking in a diner. You can have your coffee or your milkshake, and you can go off into strange dark areas, and always come back to the safety of the diner. Absurdity is what I like most in life, and there's humor in struggling in ignorance. If you saw a man repeatedly running into a wall until he was a bloody pulp, after a while it would make you laugh because it becomes absurd. It's so freeing, it's beautiful in a way, to have a great failure, there's nowhere to go but up. Sex is a doorway to something so powerful and mystical, but movies usually depict it in a completely flat way. Black has depth. You can go into it. And you start seeing what you're afraid of. You start seeing what you love, and it becomes like a dream. I don't know why people expect art to make sense. They accept the fact that life doesn't make sense. There's always fear of the unknown where there's mystery. Everything I learned in my life, I learned because I decided to try something new. Float with me in the world of ether. It makes me uncomfortable to talk about meanings and things. It's better not to know so much about what things mean. Because the meaning, it's a very personal thing, and the meaning for me is different than the meaning for somebody else. Don't fight the darkness. Don't even worry about the darkness. Turn on the light and the darkness goes. Turn up that light of pure consciousness, negativity goes. People say my films are dark. But like lightness, darkness stems from a reflection of the world. The thing is, I get these ideas that I truly fall in love with. And a good movie idea is often like a girl you're in love with, but you know she's not the kind of girl you bring home to your parents, because they sometimes hold some dark and troubling things. Keep your eye on the donut, not on the hole. In a town like Twin Peaks, noon is innocent. You're right on the money with that. We're all like detectives in life. There's something at the end of the trail that we're all looking for. The house is a place where things can go wrong. New mysteries. New day. Fresh donuts. I look at the world and I see absurdity all around me. People do strange things constantly, to the point that, for the most part, we manage not to see it. It doesn't do any good to say, this is what it means. When you are spoon-fed a film, people instantly know what it is. I like films that leave room to dream. Eraserhead is my most spiritual movie. No one understands when I say that, but it is. When you see an aging or a rusted bridge, you are seeing nature and man working together. If you paint over a building, there is no more magic to that building. But if it is allowed to age, then man has built it and nature has added into it. It's so organic. You can understand conflict, but you don't have to live in it. It's maybe impossible to escape your own head, but I guess the secret is the prison cell just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and prettier and prettier and prettier. I was doing something that had become a pattern in my life, and I thought, well, I should go talk to a psychiatrist. When I got into the room, I asked him, do you think that this process could, in any way, damage my creativity? And he said, well, David, I have to be honest, it could. And I shook his hand and left. If you want to get 1 hour of good painting in, you have to have 4 hours of uninterrupted time. These so-called bleak times are necessary to go through in order to get to a much, much better place. That state of simplest form of awareness alone, is worthy of seeing, hearing, contemplating and realizing. There's a safety in thinking in a diner. You can have your coffee or your milkshake, and you can go off into strange dark areas, and always come back to the safety of the diner.